Greetings, everyone. What I'd like to do is just share quickly my experience with this amazing little tool, the BioElectric Shield. So how this came to be in my life is I had wanted one for years. Just that every time I thought I had the money saved up to get one, something would happen and that money would go elsewhere. It's life. Cool, it happens. So a very dear friend of mine who understood that I was going through some stress issues in my life, stress, anxiety, he likened it to my work environment. And I had known it was a stressful work environment for many, many years. It's a very high security environment, and at any given time, I'm surrounded by 3 X-ray machines, image scanning machines, a host of negative energies all around me from the clientele that comes through constantly. And it was actually building up in me. Now, keep in mind, I'm also a very skilled meditator. I have numerous ordinations in different esoteric traditions, but yet I was not able to purge myself and cleanse myself of all this negative energy. So he had gifted me this wonderful item here. I believe it's a level 3. And when I first received it in the mail, I opened it up and I noticed how beautiful it was, absolutely beautiful. But I also noticed it felt different than I had expected. I'm very sensitive to feeling energy. I'm very sensitive to what something is programmed to do energetically. And when I first held this in my hand, I felt disappointment because I expected to feel this eminence, this presence in it, and it wasn't there. It felt empty, if you will, and said, okay, this is different. This is not what I expected, but let's give it a shot, see what happens. So I wore it for 24 hours, and the first night, it was a normal night. I slept decent, and then the next day, I started noticing that it started to feel more solid. It started to feel a bit heavier. Now, I didn't weigh it right when I got it. I didn't weigh it. Now, I don't think it's something tangible that you can weigh, the change that took place in it. But it was like this was actually building up energy. And 48 hours later, I noticed that it seemed much more dense. And it was radiating something. I wasn't sure what it was yet. The second night that I slept, I experienced 3 healers that came to me in my sleeping visions. I'd never experienced these healers before, and I don't even know what tradition they would be from, but they just came to me, and it was like presence and healing that they offered. Very interesting, and I do liken it to this device because I had not done any other spiritual practices in that time. And over time, I kept noticing that it was never the same item twice. This is actually not the first time I sat down to do a video about this, but as I started doing, I realized I didn't know exactly what to say because what I wanted to say and what it previously was doing was completely different. It is just like it says on the website, it's alive. Not alive as you and I are alive, but it has a flow, it has a changing capability to adapt to your life, to your present situation. It's not real quick. It takes days for it to happen. It's pretty quick on some standards, but it does adapt. And now I've had this for almost 2 months, and it's still changing. It's also changing me. I'm more adaptable to different situations at work. I'm not drawn into all the different dramas, at work. I'm much more resilient to the negative energy, to all the X-rays, the Wi-Fi signals, and the energies that I'm constantly surrounded by in my career. And as I noticed, as this device was changing, I was also changing physically. I had more strength, I had more energy. My relaxation time was much more productive. My mind was clear in meditation and spiritual practices. And I really believe that it's because it's built up the shield it's absorbed enough energy from the sun and from myself and learned my environment that it's developed a shield around me that helps to disperse and protect from all the X-ray radiation, the 5G radiation, the Wi-Fi radiation that I'm constantly around for 8 to 12 hours a day in my work environment, and also the negativity of the people that I deal with every day constantly. So I've noticed a healing taking place in my body. I have more energy, I have more strength to work out, to exercise, to enjoy the outdoors. Now, also keep in mind that this thing, it provoked powerful change for a few weeks in me. I did have to take it off for one day. I felt it was too much for a while. I had needed a break from it. So if you experience that, take it off. Take a break from it. After that, I decided just to keep it on and kind of trudge through it. And you do go through a detoxification after a while with it, because I believe on a cellular level, it's also healing inside of each cell. The mitochondria appear to be stronger. At least I feel like I have better energy production in my body. So, yes, I fully recommend this device. I think it's a wonderful tool. Is it expensive? In some perspective, absolutely it is, but is it money well spent? Yeah, I really think it's worth every penny of what it costs, in the sense of what it heals and what it changes in your own life and what it protects you from. So, if you have similar experiences, please post them below, and I'd love to hear what you guys who have them also feel your experience has been with it. So take care of yourself. God bless.